You know what I mean? Like, watch Band of Brothers. It's a great example. I mean, it's not a movie, it's a mini-series, but you get the point still stands. But some of these are just, like, weird, like, movies where they're like, a 6-year-old is and then, you know, sold into trafficking, and then there's no good ending. And then it's just, Liam Neeson never shows up to help her, and you're like, well, that's different. Band of Brothers is one of the greatest miniseries ever. So fucking good. Yeah, it's also the biggest fucking piece of... It's also one of the biggest psyops ever created. Look at the dating. I always point this out. This is one of the things I figured out once, and I will never let it go. The first episode of Band of Brothers aired September 9th, 2001. Think about that. Back then, I didn't even think about it. Everything was happening all at once. You didn't really think about what was happening or how things were timed. And as you get older, and now we kind of see how they manipulate us. Billions of dollars spent and spread around to make sure that we're always like, you know, what's it called? Copaganda, I believe it's called. You mean to tell me? And here's the thing, right? There's a balance to it. You got to make a cool, like Jarhead's a good example of one that made a lot of money, got a lot of buzz. Dudes love that movie. They think it's a cool movie, right? And you watch it, and then it goes out on DVD cheap, and it's just laying around at people's houses, and people are watching it. And it gets you like, you know, where you're doing coke and drinking, and you're like 18, and you're trying to figure out what to do with your life, and you're like, dude, I should fucking enlist, bro. You know what I mean? Like, my fucking cousin died in 9/11, bro. Band of Brothers was the most well-executed, well-timed. There's no better weaponized propaganda recruitment tool ever created than Band of Brothers. And it came out 2 days before 9/11. So imagine you're trying to heal from all the sadness of 9/11. And at that time, I remember it. I remember it vividly. Now imagine 2 days before this fucking hit show comes out about World War II with the best characters ever. And now we're all hooked. We're all getting HBO. And for the next fucking month and a half, 2 months, every Sunday night, it's literally just this. It's just right after 9/11. How many families are sitting around watching this, right? How many families every Sunday were sitting around watching this show with 17-year-old boys in the house and then being like, hey, Mom, Dad, I've decided I'm going to enlist. I don't think we're getting out of Afghanistan anytime soon, and I want to serve my country. Little did they know, all the ones that were getting recruited around 9/11, oh, no, you're not going to be trained in time. You're not going to Afghanistan. By the time you're trained, you're going to Iraq. You're going to Syria. Mom, Dad, I've been thinking a lot lately. Because 9/11 happened, I watched people jump out of buildings, and now this Spielberg has burrowed into my brain the way he burrowed into that young girl in the Poltergeist set's guts. I can't get him out. Alright, enough. We're not recruiting more, we're not recruiting more people. By the way, don't take me to think that it's still not a great series. And if you don't fall for the propaganda, you can still enjoy the art. And I gotta say, Band of Brothers is so goddamn good. I mean, every frame of that series is perfection. The casting was perfection.